Hello there and welcome to the news at 6, where we get you the day's top developing stories. Glad you could join us this Saturday evening, where the country today awaits the name of the next Vice President of India. In most likelihood, it is M. Venkaiah Naidu, but we're of course waiting for the results to come out in about half an hour or so from now is probably when we'll be getting indications of that. Before that, let's take you through the headlines of this hour. Voting ends for the vice presidential election. Results awaited and expected by 7 p.m. NDA candidate Venkaiah Naidu in a straight contest against combined opposition nominee Gopal Krishna Gandhi. Din campaign just wrote a polite letter to all since I am known to all MPs, says Venkaiah Naidu. Gopal Krishna Gandhi says it's no competition, only a fight to uphold constitutional principles. And two MPs from IUML failed to vote after reaching late from Kerala. Lok Sabha MP P.K. Kunyalikutty and Rajya Sabha MP P.V. Abdul Wahab say that their flight was delayed. NDA's vice presidential nominee and Rajya Sabha member M. Venkaiah Naidu is most likely going to be the next vice president of India. The voting, of course, took place today from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. And in a short while from now, of course, counting is going on. We would be getting some indication, of course, from Parliament as to what is going to be the result. 7 p.m. is most likely going to be the time when we'll get to know the winner of this contest that took place today. As we know, M. Venkaiah Naidu, of course, was the BJP-led NDA's nominee, while the opposition's candidate was Gopal Krishna Gandhi. And as you can see, these are the visuals, of course, of the voting that took place earlier today. And through the day here on Rajya Sabha TV, we've been getting you details of what's been going on, also the implications, and of course the challenges ahead for the new Vice President of India. We'll get you more on this with our reporters and also a special guest joining us here in studio. We've got Neerja Chaudhary, who's senior journalist, joining us in studio to give us an idea of really the gravity, the importance of this particular post, and also the challenges ahead for who is going to be the next Vice President of India. And we also have our correspondent Vishal Daya joining us from Parliament. We've got Anu Diwan joining us from Gopal Krishna Gandhi's residence, and Akhilesh Suman, who is joining us from outside M. Venkaiah Naidu's residence. Vishal, if I could come to you first, since that's where all the action is, at least at the moment, counting, of course, going on. Any indication by when we get the result?
Well, it will be at least 1 hour, if not less, before we get to know as to who is finally won this electoral battle and who will become the next Vice President of India. In fact, exactly at 5 p.m. Tracy, the room number 62, which was converted into a polling station for this particular election, was sealed, and the counting process began at 6 p.m. So just a short while ago, the counting of votes has begun. In all, total 771 votes have to be counted. So we're expecting at least 45 to 50 minutes before the counting is over, and the final results are likely to be announced by 7 p.m. By the returning officer for this particular election, that is the Secretary General of Rajya Sabha. And the 771, the number is around 98.4%, slightly less than in terms of percentage marks, which was compared to the voting which took place in presidential election, where it was more than 99%. All in all, 14 MPs could not cast their vote. Out of them, 2 were refused entry inside the polling station because they reached after 5 p.m., as you pointed out in one of those headlines. So clearly, this is the numbers game where we stand right now. And another 45 to 50 minutes, we'll get to know as to how these 71 votes have been divided between M. Venkaiah Naidu and Gopal Krishna Gandhi.
All right. Neerja, this 771, the number, 14 MPs who, of course, haven't cast their votes, but surely the NDA is not worried at this point. It is in most likelihood M. Venkaiah Naidu who is going to be the next Vice President.
I think that's been pretty well clear for a while now.
Yes.
That the arithmetic is clearly stacked in favor of the NDA candidate. And it's the margin that's creating the suspense. What is going to be the number with which he will lead and win? So otherwise things are pretty well clear. The candidates both have been very good, very Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, seasoned, long innings in BJP, experienced, managed parliamentary affairs, has links across parties, personal, party, which should stand him in good stead in handling the House. And I think one of the challenges, if he wins, which he is expected to do, is going to be to how he manages to get the House to run. It's very interesting, like your correspondent was just saying, that 99% turnout for the presidential election, 98.4% turnout for the vice presidential election. That means the MPs have taken their vote very, very seriously, even though everybody knew the victory will be of the NDA side.
Yes.
Now compare this to the empty benches we often see in both houses of parliament. And I think that's also going to be one of Mr. Venkaiah Naidu's challenges, how to cajole, inspire MPs to attend, and how to create a sense of confidence in the opposition that their voice is going to be heard, that he's going to be even-handed. You know, the Rajya Sabha has been known for the cut and thrust, very, very high-level debates.
Yes.
Cut and thrust of politics has got reflected there. Therefore, that the din and noise does not become the language of the Rajya Sabha, as we have seen in recent months. So I think getting the House to function, and then you can agree, disagree, pass, oppose a law, that of course is part of parliamentary democracy.
Absolutely. And you just stay with us, because we'll continue talking about the challenges that lie ahead, of course, not just, you know, in the shoes of being, you know, of the vice president, but also, you know, as somebody who was a party person and now, of course, saying he's a non-party person, the kind of trust that he can create with the opposition. We'll continue of that in a bit. But our correspondents, I need to go to them. Akhilesh Suman, of course, outside Venkaiah Naidu's residence. The whole day, of course, has been eventful, Akhilesh, as compared to Anu Diwan, of course, who's outside Gopal Gandhi's residence. But at the moment, Akhilesh, what's happening? We were expecting Prime Minister Modi to be making an appearance there. Anything of any indication of that?
Yeah, naturally, you know, that after election results are over, Prime Minister is expected to come here at any time after 7. So, but just now I'm trying to give you a flavor that how media is thronging the gate of Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. You can see that the cameramen and reporters are trying to get inside the campus of M. Venkaiah Naidu's residence. This is the one group of cameramen who are there, reporters who are there. They are eager to go inside, and they will be going inside in quite a few minutes. But there is another set of reporters also here who are ready to give the live footage, who is coming to greet the future Vice President of India. But one of the very interesting fact I am going to tell you, Tracy, that this is 30 APJ Abdul Kalam Road, that is M. Venkaiah Naidu's residence. And if you see this side is 31 APJ Abdul Kalam Road. This is 31 APJ Abdul Kalam. You can see the white, milky white house. This is the house where Muhammad Hamid Ansari will come here after he retires on 10th of August. So it is just a coincidence, and it is not always happening that the incoming Vice President and outgoing Vice President will be staying for a few days, maybe for a week, in front of each other. So it will be a very interesting moment for the Indian history, in the Vice President history, that both the incoming and outgoing Vice President will be living in front of each other. They may exchange greetings in the morning, they may see each one walking, and so it's like that. But if I tell you the whole event of the day, in the morning Venkaiah Naidu left his home at 9:30, and before that Mr. Prakash Javadekar, who is the HRD minister, who came here, he came here and he invited him to come to the parliament. And Venkaiah Naidu went there, cast his vote, and then he again came back to his residence here at 12:30. And after 12:30, he is sitting calm inside his house. People one by one coming and exchanging the greetings with him. And it is a very low low-key affair. Mr. Venkaiah Naidu is known for being very simple person, and it is very obvious. I am standing here since very early in the morning, and it is very obvious that how simple he is. He is not allowing any gala event in the whole day, and everything that is going to happen, some sort of celebration will be obviously taking place, but not like you see at the time of general election when an MP or MLA wins and there is a whole dhol nagara type of thing. That is not happening till now. But obviously there will be some celebration, and inside there is a big tent erected for two reasons. One, there will be a very big crowd of VIPs, and another, if there is any rain in the evening, then it will be safeguard for everyone. But one thing can be told very well, that Venkaiah Naidu has proved that he is a man of very simple behavior, very humble, and it is obvious from the whole surrounding of his house. Though SPG has come in the day, and they have they did the recce in the daytime, and now SPG team has gone inside and they are doing all the security arrangement that is necessary for the incoming vice president. So
that's right. So steady
this is the
stream,
situation
yes.
at this moment.
Despite the fact that he is trying to keep things simple, there's been a steady stream of visitors as well. But that's something which wasn't noticed outside Gopal Krishna Gandhi's residence. Anu Devan, you've been there the whole day. And even now, after the voting's done, any kind of activity that you're seeing around there, any statement perhaps that we can expect from the opposition side, or for that matter from Mr. Gandhi?
Tracy, Mr. Gandhi has left just an hour before to the parliament, and he may issue a statement after the results are announced in the parliament itself, or he may arrive early here. So we are just waiting for Mr. Gandhi to arrive and give a statement after the results are officially announced. His congratulatory remark for Mr. Venkaiah Naidu is also very important, as he was contesting opposite to him. So media and press is already eagerly waiting for him also to give him a congratulatory remark to Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. We are waiting, but we have been told that he has left just an hour before to the parliament. He may issue a statement there, or he may come before the announcement of the result. So we are waiting here also, and the people are also waiting in the parliament also.
All right. I'll come back to both of you. Stay with us, of course, for more details on what's happening. Meanwhile, let's take you through what took place today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the NDA's vice presidential nominee and Rajya Sabha member, M. Venkaiah Naidu, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Aditya Nath were among the first, in fact, to cast their ballot for the vice presidential elections today that concluded at 5 p.m. Results are expected to be declared at about 7 p.m. More than 90% of the votes, as in fact being said now, 98.4% of the votes were cast by today, in fact, the entire voting, and this is what took place through the day. Take a look.
Voting started in Parliament at 10 a.m. on Saturday to elect the country's new vice president. Even before the start, it was a contest that was heavily tilted in favor of the ruling NDA's candidate, Venkaiah Naidu, who was among the earliest to arrive to cast his vote.
There is no my party or your party. Now I am a non-party man, and majority of the political parties in India are supporting my candidature. I am confident that they will all vote in the election.
The opposition's candidate Gopal Krishna Gandhi maintained that it was not a competition between individuals but a fight for constitutional principles.
NDA के प्रत्याशी बहुत अनुभवी व्यक्ति हैं, उनके साथ मेरा कोई कंपटीशन या कॉन्टेस्ट है ऐसी बात नहीं है। वो तकनीकी तौर पे है, पर उससे भी ज़्यादा दो व्यक्तियों और नहीं दो किसी दलों के बीच में है। ये एक मेरे समझ में संवैधानिक सिद्धांतों पर टिकी हुई एक लड़त है।
Shortly afterwards, around 30 minutes after the voting began, Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived to cast his vote. He was followed by other senior BJP leaders.
कि किसके पक्ष में अधिक मत गए।
सबसे बड़ा लोकतांत्रिक देश है और इसलिए इस लोकतांत्रिक प्रणाली में हायर पोस्ट, जिसको हम कह सकते हैं सर्वोच्च, वो दोनों इसमें जिस तरीके से वोटिंग होता है, ये एक महत्वपूर्ण बात है कि वोट हो करके लोग चुनते हैं, पहले जनप्रतिनिधि चुना जाता है, फिर जनप्रतिनिधि अपने सर्वोच्च पद को चुनता है। तो इसलिए ये एक बहुत अच्छी प्रणाली भारत की।
All right, we apologize for that. There seems to be some technical problem there with that story. We'll try and get that to you. Of course, more reactions that were coming in through the day. And as you said, of course, there you saw those reactions, of course, talking about the stature really that is of M. Venkaiah Naidu. He, of course, resigned from the BJP yesterday. And now, of course, he's a non-party person. It is, of course, an apolitical position. And he is, of course, ready to take on that role. The indications are that on the 10th of August, when Mohammad Hamid Ansari, the incumbent vice president, leaves office, Venkaiah Naidu would take his time to actually come in to take over his duties, or for that matter, in fact, come in to take over the residence of the vice president is what we are getting to know. But of course, as the days progress, we'll keep getting you more updates and more details. As we said, these are, of course, visuals of the voting that took place between 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. today, and 7 p.m. is about the indication that we're getting from Parliament, the officials there, of course, who are doing the counting, that the name, of course, will be out by then. Our correspondent, Akhilesh Sumana, is outside M. Venkaiah Naidu's residence, and he's, of course, been giving us a lot of stories, really, of what's been going on through the day. And Akhilesh, we understand that there's been a steady stream of visitors, of course, many politicians, and a lot of people also from Venkaiah Naidu's state, Andhra Pradesh as well, who've come in, who've come in actually given their congratulations already way ahead of the result. But were you able to speak to a few of them and how they are feeling at this point of time? Someone from them being in that post of vice president, how are they feeling?
Yeah, naturally we were standing here since morning, and in the morning I told you that Prakash Javadekar came here and he talked to us, and he told that there is no uncertainty about the winnability of Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. So he told that we have told every MP to come and present. So you can see from the polling percentage that everyone has followed the directive given by the BJP. So after that, Rajnath Singh also came, the Home Minister, he also gave exchanged greetings with Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. And also Ramdas Athawale, he came and he especially requested that Mr. Venkaiah Naidu should safeguard the interest of Dalits and minorities in the house of, in a way, in the upper house. So this type of people is kept coming, and now we are waiting for Prime Minister to come, and even Mr. L.K. Advani has indicated that he will also be coming after the results are out. But in the meantime, you can see that Venkaiah Naidu has kept a very low-key affair here. And he is the one who has told the BJP workers that it is not a party affair. It is the affair for election of Vice President of India. In the very early in the morning, he told us that this is not a party affair. This is election for Vice President of India, and I am not a party man at this moment. So Venkaiah Naidu has kept his words, and you can see that even when everyone is waiting for the results to be out, everything is low-key. Media people have gone inside very calmly and coolly, and people from the BJP party are also coming one by one, but in a very low-key affair. So Venkaiah Naidu, as simple he is, he has tried to maintain that it should not be very dhum-dhamaka type of celebration.
Yes, that is the needed strategy at this point of time to make not just the opposition, but also the common man understand that he is no more a BJP person, and he is now an apolitical entity. He is now an apolitical person, and that is crucial for a person who is going to be taking over of that post of vice president. At the moment, we leave it there, Akhilesh, but do continue joining us after this break. Akhilesh and Anu, and of course Vishal Daya also will be joining us. We'll take a quick break and back with more on this coverage. Stay with us.